Are you wondering what the best funding option is for your flood mitigation project? Keep listening for some options. Convincing your council to approve a multi-million-dollar project can feel like an uphill battle. With numerous projects vying for your city's limited budget and each council member having their own priorities, balancing all the needs of the community can be challenging. Fortunately, communities have a range of funding options, including bonds, low-interest loans, stormwater utility fees, and grants. Bonds and low-interest loans may allow the project to move forward, but they will need to be repaid. This just spreads the cost over a longer period of time. A stormwater utility fee can be very complex to implement, since it assesses a fee to each property based on the amount of hard surface or impervious area on each parcel. It also must be voted on by the taxpayers, and it imposes a financial burden on the residents. Grant funding is often the preferred choice for many communities, since it doesn't require a vote or an additional fee paid by the property owners. City staff can take a proactive approach to address their long-term infrastructure needs by securing grant funding. Grants can allow a community to complete more projects, stretching their limited budget much further. Telling the council members that you've already secured 75% of the funding makes it easier to prioritize your project. Once your project has been selected for funding, it doesn't make sense not to budget the remaining 25% and lose the grant. This opportunity may mean pushing another project to the next fiscal year to make room in the budget so you can take advantage of the grant funding. Or, in the case of FEMA grants, you can still secure additional funding after you're notified that your project has been selected for further review. If there are other grant opportunities that your project qualifies for, you can continue to apply for grants from non-federal sources, which can be used to fund the 25% local share. Sometimes, rather than the staff trying to convince the council to seek funding for a drainage project, the council may be the driving force. I have been contacted by council members who feel that the staff are not taking full advantage of the available grant opportunities. Sometimes it's easier to get the staff on board once the decision makers are encouraging grant applications for their flood relief projects. Recently, a council member contacted me because they wanted help talking to their staff about the grant opportunities available to them. I spoke with the city engineer who had been wanting to meet with me for some time. It turned out that everyone was on the same page and wanted to pursue a FEMA grant. However, the staff had been too busy to initiate the process. The engineer mentioned that they had been wanting to meet with me for months, and they were relieved that the council member contacted me so that they could finally get the help that they needed on their grant application. Now we're working together to prioritize their projects for this year's grant program. For more information, read my previous blog or watch my video about getting community members on your side.